If you've ever felt like you should have it all together by now, but secretly feel like you're juggling flaming swords behind the scenes, this one's for you. Hey friend, this is social selling and systems expert Brenda Stir, and welcome back to Sassy Soundbites, the show where we talk about building your social selling or digital marketing business with confidence, systems, AI, and just a little bit of sass. So let's just go ahead and say the quiet part out loud. That voice in your head that says, I should have this figured out by now. Yeah, she sounds responsible, mature, like she owns matching Tupperware lids. But she's also a liar, and not in a mean way, in a very convincing, high-achieving, gold star student kind of way. Because what she's actually doing is trapping you in this belief that if things feel hard, it must be a you problem. Like you're just one better planner, one earlier morning, or one color-coded calendar away from finally feeling in control. Let me ask you something. What if the problem isn't that you don't have it together? What if the problem is that you were never supposed to hold it all together in the first place? Because here's what I see over and over again, especially with women over 40 who have built businesses, families, lives, responsibilities. You didn't get here by accident. You are capable. You are resourceful. You are the one people go to when things need to get done. And that identity, it worked beautifully until it didn't. Because now your business has grown, your life has layers, your responsibilities have expanded, and suddenly the way you've always operated feels heavy, not broken, just maxed out. And your brain, being the overachiever that she is, doesn't panic dramatically. Oh no, she gets strategic. She says things like, I just need to get more organized. I'll feel better once I finish this. I just need to push through. And on the surface, that sounds productive. But underneath, it's pressure, because what you're really saying is, if I were better, I wouldn't feel this way. And I need you to hear me clearly here. That is not true, not even a little bit. What's actually happening is something I like to call the competence trap. You are so good at handling things that you keep handling everything. You're responsive, so you answer everything. You're capable, so you take on more. You care, so you stay involved in every detail. And before you know it, you are not running a business. You are the business. You are the system, the process, the reminder app, the follow-up sequence, the content planner, the everything. And at first, that feels powerful until it starts to feel exhausting. So then we do what we've been trained to do. We try to fix it with time management, new planner, new app, new routine. Maybe we romanticize waking up at 5 a.m. like that's going to solve our entire personality. But let's be real for a second. This is not a planner problem. This is a support problem. Because especially at this stage of life, you are carrying things that don't even show up on a to-do list. Emotional labor, life transitions, relationships, identity shifts. All the invisible tabs open in your brain at once. So of course you feel overwhelmed. It's not because you're failing. It's because your capacity has been exceeded without the systems to support it. And then we tell ourselves my personal favorite little lie. Once I get through this week, things will calm down. Ma'am, when has that ever been true? Next week shows up with her own personality, her own chaos, her own plot twist. So let me ask you this. How long have you been waiting for things to calm down? Instead of building a business that actually supports you in the middle of the chaos. Because that's the shift. We stop trying to fix you. And we start supporting you instead of asking, how do I keep up with all of this? We start asking, what would make this easier to sustain? That question right there, game changer. Because now we're not chasing perfection. We're building sustainability. And here's the part I love, because this is where people think it has to get complicated. Support does not mean hiring a team of 10 or building some tech monster that takes 6 months to figure out. It can look like not deciding what to post every single morning and instead having a simple weekly plan. Not reinventing the wheel with every customer message, and instead having a few go-to templates you personalize. Not holding every idea in your brain, and instead having somewhere to put it, expand it, refine it. And yes, we're going to talk about AI for a second, because you knew I was going there. AI is not here to replace you. It is here to relieve you. It is your thinking partner, your first draft writer, your brainstorming buddy, your, can you just organize my brain for 5 minutes assistant? And if you let it, it can take so much of that invisible mental load off your shoulders. When I rebuilt my business after cancer, I didn't rebuild it with a team. I rebuilt it with AI. What used to take multiple people is now me, my brain, and my AI assistant working together. And here's the kicker. Not only am I making more money, but I actually have more space, more balance, more life, which brings me to the truth that your inner overachiever is not going to love, but she needs to hear. You were never meant to have it all together. You were meant to grow. And growth requires new levels of support. It requires letting go of the version of you who could hold everything. So you can become the version of you who doesn't have to. New level, new devil, right? Things don't magically get easier when you grow. They just require different tools, different systems, different support. And if you're in direct sales or social selling, I want to bring this down to earth for a second. Because this shows up in very specific ways. Posting when you have time, following up when you remember, creating content from scratch every single time, and then wondering why it feels like you're always working, but never quite caught up. That's not a motivation issue. That's a structure issue. So what would it look like to shift that? Maybe it's a simple weekly rhythm using your personality, purposeful, and promotional content. Maybe it's a few follow-up templates saved in your phone so you're not starting from scratch. Maybe it's using AI to take one idea and turn it into 5 pieces of content instead of 1. Not more effort, better structure. Because when your business becomes easier to run, it becomes easier to grow. So here's what I want you to sit with today. Where in your business are you still trying to prove you can handle everything? And what would change if you stopped proving and started supporting? Because you don't need to have it all together. You just need to build something that holds you better. Sassy Soundbites is sponsored by Social Systems Insider, the cozy email membership to make more money in your social selling or digital marketing business by building smart strategies, smart systems, and smart tech. Join hundreds of other insiders who get exclusive new coaching content every Tuesday. Head to brendastir.com/insider to learn more and claim your first month free. See you right back here next week for more Sassy Soundbites.